Those expensive carbon knuckles on your racing gloves? They are useless Hollywood fantasy. In a real-world crash, you don't punch the pavement, you catch yourself with your open palms. If your $200 gloves lack a simple plastic slider, that premium leather will grab the asphalt, snap your wrist like a dry twig, and shatter your collarbone in a microsecond. The gear industry is selling you the look of a warrior while ignoring the biomechanics of survival. Today, we are destroying the multi-billion-dollar lies. We are exposing 12 unpopular truths about your gear that manufacturers desperately want to keep hidden. Let us begin. Number 12. Price does not equal protection. Let us kick things off with the biggest lie in the motorcycle industry. You walk into a shiny dealership and you see a premium Italian-branded riding jacket hanging on the wall with an astronomical price tag of $1,200. Right next to it sits a lesser-known brand for $300. Your brain automatically assumes the expensive jacket offers 4 times the physical protection. You are dead wrong. When you buy that luxury jacket, you pay for marketing campaigns, elite MotoGP sponsorships, high-paid designers, and the prestigious logo stamped on the chest. You do not pay for superior safety. Here is the brutal truth. Both of those jackets must pass the exact same European CE safety certifications to be legally sold. The cheap jacket uses the exact same Cordura ballistic nylon, the exact same Kevlar stitching, and the exact same D30 internal armor inserts as the jacket that costs 4 times as much. If you slide across the abrasive highway at 80 miles per hour, the asphalt does not care how much money you spent or what logo melts into the pavement. The cheap certified jacket protects your skin exactly as well as the luxury garment. Stop buying expensive status symbols and read the actual technical specifications. If you think spending thousands is foolish, wait until you learn the truth about the rain gear sitting at number 11. Number 11, waterproof is a lie. Every gear manufacturer boasts about their advanced, proprietary waterproof touring gear. They slap massive Gore-Tex logos all over the sleeves and promise that you will remain blissfully dry during a torrential thunderstorm. This is an unforgiving lie. There is no such thing as a waterproof motorcycle jacket if you ride through a storm for more than 2 continuous hours. Here is the reality of physics. Water is invasive and unrelenting. When you ride at highway speeds, the wind blast drives heavy rain directly against your chest. The water forces its way through the microscopic gaps in your main zipper, creeps down the collar of your neck seal, and wicks its way up your sleeves through your wet gloves. Furthermore, the waterproof membranes laminated inside the jacket destroy the garment's ability to breathe. Even in cool weather, your body generates heat and sweat. Because the jacket cannot breathe, that sweat condenses inside the jacket. You end up soaked from your own internal perspiration while freezing from the outside wind. Experienced touring riders know the truth. The only genuinely waterproof gear is an ugly, cheap, one-piece PVC plastic rain suit worn directly over your standard gear. Everything else is marketing. Waterproof gear leaves you soaking wet, but modern textiles hide a massive secret about leather coming up next. Number 10. Leather is no longer the undisputed king. For decades, the gold standard of motorcycle protection was thick, heavy cowhide leather. If you wore textile gear, the veteran riders mocked you. But modern textile engineering has destroyed that outdated narrative. The truth is that advanced synthetic textiles are now equal to, and often superior to, traditional leather. Manufacturers weave Kevlar, Dyneema, and Armalith directly into standard-looking textile jackets and riding jeans. These space-age fibers possess a tensile strength that exceeds traditional cowhide. A premium pair of modern riding jeans equipped with Dyneema will survive a high-speed slide down the concrete without tearing, saving your skin. Furthermore, leather is heavy, miserable in the scorching summer heat, and if it gets soaked in a rainstorm, it takes 3 days to dry while weighing 50 pounds. Modern textiles are lightweight, highly breathable, machine washable, and provide uncompromising abrasion resistance. Unless you race on a closed MotoGP circuit, heavy leather is an outdated dinosaur. Are you sweating in outdated leather? If you demand the truth about motorcycle safety, Click that like button and subscribe right now. We expose industry secrets every week. Let us dive back in. Number 9, armor standards are confusing. Dealerships love to brag that a jacket features CE-approved armor. They say it with confidence, leading you to believe that you are invincible. But the gear industry makes the CE safety standard intentionally confusing to trick you into buying inferior protection. There is a life-saving difference between CE Level 1 and CE Level 2 armor, and the manufacturers do not want you to understand it. CE Level 1 armor is the bare minimum legal standard. It is thin, basic, and designed to absorb a maximum of 35 kilonewtons of force. It is glorified packaging foam. If you slam your elbow into the concrete at 50 miles per hour, Level 1 armor barely prevents your bone from shattering. CE Level 2 armor is the actual protection. It is thicker and must transmit less than 20 kilonewtons of force to your body. It absorbs nearly double the energy of Level 1. Yet manufacturers hide cheap Level 1 armor inside expensive premium jackets to increase their profit margins. They rely on your ignorance. You must rip the armor out of the pockets and verify the Level 2 stamp, or you gamble with your bones. Armor standards are a scam, but what riders wear in the summer heat is a guaranteed death trap. Do not miss number 8. Number 8. Hot weather gear is too hot. When the scorching summer months arrive, every rider rushes to the dealership to buy a lightweight, ventilated mesh riding jacket. The marketing promises cooling airflow. But the counterintuitive truth of motorcycle physics proves that wearing mesh gear in extreme heat will kill you. When the ambient outside temperature exceeds 93 degrees Fahrenheit, the normal surface temperature of human skin, blowing hot, turbulent air over your body does not cool you down. It operates like an industrial convection oven. The scorching wind evaporates your vital sweat before it cools your skin, throwing your body into rapid dehydration and severe heat exhaustion. Furthermore, a motorcycle engine produces radiant heat. Mesh gear fails to insulate your legs and chest from the 300-degree engine block. Hardcore desert riders know the truth. In massive heat, you do not wear mesh. You wear an insulated, solid textile jacket with the vents cracked, creating a microclimate of trapped cooling sweat against your skin, blocking the unrelenting wind. Mesh gear cooks your organs, but the vintage gear at number 7 will shred your skin. Number 7. Looks sell more than safety. We live in the golden age of the retro classic motorcycle movement. Riders obsess over looking like vintage cafe racers. The gear industry recognized this trend and pumps out stylish waxed cotton jackets, vintage leather gloves, and retro denim. But here is the terrifying secret. Most of this retro gear is garbage when it comes to physical survival. To achieve that sleek aesthetic, manufacturers remove the bulky impact armor. They utilize cheap single-stitched seams that burst open the millisecond they impact the asphalt. They use thin fashion leather that shreds like paper during a high-speed slide. You pay premiums for a fashion show, not a protective garment. The industry knows that riders care more about Instagram photos than keeping their skin attached to their muscles. If your gear prioritizes a vintage silhouette over visible armor, you wear useless fashion apparel. Fashion gear is useless, but the gloves you wear might be missing the single most important feature. Number 6 exposes it. Number 6. The palm slider is more important than carbon knuckles. When you shop for premium, expensive motorcycle gloves at the massive dealership, the eager salesman points out the thick carbon fiber knuckle protectors. They sell you the Hollywood fantasy that you are an armored, invincible street brawler. You drop $200 for that aggressive aesthetic alone. But the unforgiving biomechanical truth of human reflexes proves that massive knuckle armor is almost useless during a crash. Dealerships sell the look, but they ignore the harsh reality of human survival. When you lose control of your heavy machine and fly over the handlebars, primal human instinct takes absolute control. You do not punch the incoming asphalt with closed knuckles like a comic book superhero. Your panicked brain commands your hands to open wide, and you brace for the terrifying impact using the exposed heel of your palm to catch your falling body weight. If your expensive gloves lack a hard plastic palm slider on that exact impact zone, The medical results prove catastrophic. When thick premium leather meets the abrasive concrete, the material grips the rough surface. Your sliding hand stops, but your heavy body continues moving forward at 60 miles per hour. The immense, terrifying kinetic force travels straight up your arm. It snaps your fragile wrist, fractures your radius bone, and destroys your delicate collarbone in a fraction of a second. A cheap, simple piece of hard plastic palm slider allows your trapped hand to slide across the grinding asphalt. It prevents the fatal grip of the leather, bleeding off the massive kinetic energy and saving your entire skeletal structure from a shattering impact. Forget the flashy carbon knuckles. Demand massive palm sliders on every pair of gloves you own. Protecting your fragile wrists remains a mandatory requirement for survival, but the blinding neon yellow jacket you wear every single day to remain visible to heavy traffic acts as a deadly, terrifying psychological trap. The distracted drivers are not looking at you. Watch number 5 to understand why your high visibility gear puts your life in massive danger. Prepare your mind. Number 5, high visibility. Neon is a false sense of security. Safety-obsessed riders buy blindingly bright, neon yellow high-vis riding jackets. They ride down the highway, convinced their glowing appearance makes them invincible to distracted drivers. They assume cars will not pull out in front of them. This is a deadly psychological trap. The reality of human cognitive function is a phenomenon called inattentional blindness. When an exhausted driver in an SUV looks at an intersection, their brain looks for the silhouette of a car or truck. Their brain is not programmed to register the narrow, single headlight silhouette of a motorcycle, regardless of your neon colors. They look right through your neon jacket, their brain fails to process your existence, and they pull out directly into your path. Furthermore, high-vis gear lulls the rider into a false sense of security. Because they assume they are visible, they stop practicing defensive riding. They stop covering their brakes at intersections, and they drop their guard. You must ride every mile assuming you are invisible, because to the texting driver, you are. Have you ever been ignored by a driver while wearing high-vis? Comment below and tell us your survival story, and hit subscribe to join the elite riders. Let us hit the top 4. Number 4. Riding boots need ankle crush protection, not just steel toes. When amateur riders attempt to protect their feet, they buy heavy, steel-toed work boots. They stomp around, convinced their steel toes will protect them during a crash. They are tragically wrong. In a motorcycle accident, the threat to your feet is never a frontal impact to your toes. The reality is the crushing, twisting weight of the motorcycle. When your tires lose traction and the bike goes down, your ankle gets trapped beneath a sliding 500-pound machine. Work boots lack lateral structural rigidity. The sliding weight of the motorcycle folds your ankle in half, shattering your tibia, snapping your fibula, and destroying the ligaments in your foot. Genuine motorcycle riding boots ignore the toes and focus on rigid mechanical ankle bracing. They feature plastic exoskeletons that refuse to bend sideways, isolating your ankle joint from the crushing weight of the engine block, dragging across the concrete. If you ride in work boots, you remain unprotected from the most devastating lower body injury. Work boots leave you crippled, but buying the wrong size gear at number 3 renders all armor useless. Number 3, fit over rules features. Riders obsess over massive spec sheets. They spend hours hunting the internet for heavy jackets equipped with 14 ventilation zippers, massive waterproof pockets, removable thermal liners, titanium shoulder sliders, and triple-stitched Kevlar seams. They locate the ultimate feature-packed jacket, order it from a website without checking the sizing charts, and wear it down the highway, despite the fact that it fits their body like a loose, flapping garbage bag. Here lies the uncompromising, brutal truth of motorcycle safety. A cheap, basic, $100 jacket that fits tight against your physical measurements provides superior protection compared to a loose-fitting, $1,000 luxury jacket. Dealerships want to sell you the expensive features, but they ignore the biomechanics of a crash. If your riding jacket fits loose, the heavy internal CE armor is not locked into strict place over your bones. The exact millisecond your body hits the abrasive asphalt at highway speeds, the brutal friction grabs the loose fabric, The tearing force rips the elbow and shoulder armor out of position. Your bare, fragile joints become exposed to the grinding, unforgiving impact of the concrete. You pay for armor that fails to protect your elbows during the slide. Furthermore, loose material folds and bunches up during a high-speed slide. The excess, baggy fabric catches the rough pavement, flipping your heavy body and inducing a bone-breaking, terrifying tumble instead of a smooth, energy-bleeding slide. Tumbling shatters bones. Sliding dissipates kinetic energy. True motorcycle gear must fit snug. It should feel restrictive, tight, and uncomfortable when you stand upright in a parking lot. It must feel locked into an aggressive posture the moment you reach for the handlebars. Stop buying massive, oversized gear to fit a thick winter sweater beneath it. You render the expensive impact armor useless. Treat your riding gear like a second skin. Fit determines your physical survival on the road, but number 2 exposes a terrifying, dangerous secret hiding deep inside the expensive helmet you already own. You must check this life-saving detail today before you ride again. Prepare your mind for the truth. Number 2, the terrifying shelf life of your gear. Most riders view their expensive motorcycle helmet as a permanent, lifetime investment. They drop $800 on a premium Japanese or Italian lid. They polish the glossy paint, store it inside a plush microfiber bag, and wear the exact same helmet for 10 consecutive years, convinced they remain fully protected from the harsh concrete. This is the most terrifying, dangerous secret in the entire motorcycle industry. Dealerships refuse to tell you this truth because they want your massive purchase to feel like a lifelong commitment. Your premium helmet possesses a strict, unforgiving expiration date. The true life-saving protection hidden deep inside your helmet is not the beautiful, hard outer shell. It is the thick layer of EPS, expanded polystyrene, foam glued inside. This highly engineered foam functions through destruction. It is designed to crush and absorb the massive kinetic energy of a high-speed impact, deliberately sacrificing itself. This microscopic crushing action slows down your head, stopping your fragile brain from slamming against the hard bone of your skull. But here is the brutal reality of chemical engineering. EPS foam degrades over time. Constant exposure to harsh ultraviolet rays, baking the outer shell, toxic chemical fumes floating in your garage, daily hair products, and the acidic, salty sweat pouring from your own head dries out the microscopic foam cells. After exactly 5 years of active use, that life-saving foam loses its vital elasticity. It hardens into a rigid, brittle brick. If you suffer a crash in an expired helmet, the hardened foam will not crush. The massive impact energy bypasses the useless foam and transfers directly into your skull. The violent G-forces cause massive, irreversible brain trauma. Pull the internal fabric liner back right now. Find the tiny manufacture date sticker printed on the foam. If your beloved helmet is over 5 years old, it is no longer protective gear. It is a dangerous, useless plastic hat. Take a heavy knife, cut the chin strap so nobody else can wear it, and throw it in the garbage. Your helmet expires, but the final truth at number 1 makes every piece of traditional foam armor obsolete. Prepare yourself. Number 1, airbag vests are making traditional armor obsolete. We reach the absolute summit, the number 1 truth that the traditional gear industry fears to admit. We live through a massive, paradigm-shifting revolution in motorcycle safety, and traditional impact armor becomes an outdated, primitive technology. The portable, wearable airbag vest rewrites the concept of human survival on the unforgiving asphalt. For decades, we strapped small pieces of bulky foam to our joints and hoped we landed on the padded spot during a violent crash. Think about the massive flaw in that logic. Your ribs, your vital organs, and your fragile collarbones remain exposed to massive blunt force trauma, but advanced tethered and electronic airbag systems destroy this primitive method. When you lose control and depart from the motorcycle, the internal supercomputers, sensitive gyroscopes, and accelerometers hidden inside the electronic airbag vest analyze your terrifying trajectory thousands of times per second. Before your body impacts the harsh concrete, the massive internal CO2 canister deploys. In a fraction of a millisecond, faster than the blink of a human eye, your torso, Your vulnerable neck, your exposed collarbones, and your fragile spine are encased in a massive, high-pressure shield of rigid air. Traditional CE Level 2, foam absorbs a maximum of 20 kilonewtons of force. A deployed airbag vest absorbs the massive impact and reduces the transmitted force to a microscopic, harmless fraction. It immobilizes your neck, locking your heavy helmet in place and preventing paralyzing spinal cord injuries. It stops the bottom of your helmet from snapping your collarbone. The brutal truth: if you ride a heavy motorcycle in dense traffic at 70 miles per hour and you do not wear an airbag vest over or under your jacket, you choose to ride with inadequate protection. Dealerships want to keep selling you $1,000 jackets containing $20 worth of cheap foam, but the survival technology is here. The retail prices have dropped, and the traditional foam armor industry knows their profitable days are numbered. Buy an airbag vest, protect your skeletal structure, and refuse to become another tragic statistic on the highway. Thank you for riding with us through this brutal exposure of the gear industry. Click on the next video to continue the ride. If this breakdown saved you from buying a useless piece of gear, hit that subscribe button, hit like, and leave a comment below telling me if you plan to upgrade to an airbag vest today.